It's the second round matchup that everybody thought was going to happen. The Buffalo Sabres and the Ottawa Senators. How this happened, I have no idea. Tampa and Boston thrown to the wayside as somehow, some way, we made our way past the Bruins. And now, as a result, we get to play Buffalo in round 2. It is absurd. Let's be honest. But let's see if we can make the most of it. This is why, when the question was posed, do we sell or not? This is why some people said, go for it. You never know what's going to happen once you're in the playoffs. And this is proof positive. 4 wins down, quarter of the way there. We'll see what happens here in the semifinals. As, of course, you get a look at the team, the top line, doing their job, really pushing us to this point. Brady Tkachuk point per game. Colin White was phenomenal. And, of course, Taylor Hall went from 7 assists to 6 goals and 7 assists. I mean, you talk about whether or not I'm allowed to move him, whether or not we're going to re-sign him, which, spoiler alert, he's probably going to be too expensive. But maybe, just maybe, we look to bring Taylor Hall back. We can't. He's going to be too expensive, unfortunately, with the cap. But wouldn't it be amazing, the way he has rehabbed his career here in this season. Bobby Ryan, pretty solid point total, all things considered. Nemesnikov, decent offensively, but a bit meh defensively, so it all kind of comes out in the wash. He was just average. Same for Lafreniere. Solid offensively for someone his age and in his situation, but defensively left a bit to be desired. The third line is the key. If we're going to win here in round 2, the third line needs to wake up. Connor Brown, meh. Logan Brown had a point, was an even rating. That's fine. Ilya Mikheyev, what the hell happened? Where did you go? You want to talk about burning money? It's potentially Ilya Mikheyev here. I don't know if we're going to be bringing him back if this continues to be his performance. I mean, he's an amazing fit for that third line with this current coach. I don't know if we're keeping him around or not, but if we do, Mikheyev's not going to be worth that little bit of extra money we could give him, so he's potentially burning money. And then Nick Paul, kind of a non-factor. 6 penalty minutes is a bit rough. Anisimov did nothing, and Sabrin didn't really do much as well. So there is the argument of give a spot to the youth. Go with Alex Formenton. Call up Howard Lakshalasic, Balsers, Batherson. We have so many options here of players who could get called up, and they just might. Time will tell. It really does depend on how the first few games of this series go. But the thing is about that fourth line, I mean, Paul's getting 7.5 minutes per game. Sabrin's getting a little bit of time. And Anisimov has that little bit of extra time because he's on the PK. So that fourth line's not that big of a factor. Defensively, as you can see, we've changed things up a bit. I wanted to keep Graves and Brandstrom as a pairing because they were fantastic once we put them together through the remainder of that series against Boston. And, of course, Milanin was a pretty strong call-up, but he's going to be on the third pairing now with Nikita Zaitsev. We're going to go with Borowiecki, who was okay, and Thomas Chabot, who needs to wake up, both offensively and defensively. And, of course, defensively as well, Ryan Graves, even offensively, 3 points in 7 games, for just a random signing where we're like, he might be okay. I mean, really, in real life, too, with Ryan Graves, it's been interesting because, of course, he was a Rangers draft pick. He just randomly goes to Colorado in real life. Plays, some games, and then, of course, in real life this past season, he played basically the entire season with the Avalanche, was actually pretty good. So it's interesting. I'm glad it kind of, what's happening in this game, replicating what's happened with him in real life. But, he and Brandstrom as well, pretty damn solid. Zaitsev, but I mean, we're kind of stuck with Nikita Zaitsev for a while. That's a contract I don't exactly plan on getting rid of, and that's the thing I think most people need to realize about the series that I do, or most people probably already do. But for me, it's not fun to be like, okay, we're on Ottawa. What's the first thing I'm doing? Trade Zaitsev. Trade Bobby Ryan. Get rid of the shit contracts. It's kind of fun to actually have to deal with the garbage contracts. No disrespect to Bobby Ryan, but it's pretty fun to have to deal with that. And I don't think the trading is tuned in a way where the AI makes you pay enough to get rid of somebody like this. To get rid of Bobby Ryan, I should have to give up Alex Formenton or a really high draft pick as well. Instead of being like, oh, Bobby Ryan, we'll give you an AHL and a 4th round pick. It's like, oh, okay, cool. Now we don't have to worry about the cap. The trade system needs some tuning. That's a whole different topic of conversation. Getting to the rest of the team, Adin Hill. was one of the stars alongside Taylor Hall and that second defense pairing in that first round matchup. Stealing that series against the Bruins, unbelievable. I mean, I talked about it. Anders Nilsson had a really good end of the regular season. In the playoffs, he wasn't great in that one game. He did win, but then from there, we turned it over to Adin Hill, and he was fantastic. So poor Linus Ullmark, still a healthy scratch, but hey, life comes at you fast, and you can lose that starting spot at a moment's notice. So after beating the Bruins, we go just one team down. Let's take a look at what we're up against. This is the Buffalo Sabres lineup. Sam Reinhart, solid, and yes, Buffalo beat Tampa in 5. Reinhart, solid numbers, though. Jack Eichel was a beast, or not. I guess they beat him in 7. Reinhart missed 2 games. Fair enough. My bad. I was going to say, that didn't sound right, but I'm like, I'll just run with it. And I was wrong. Eichel was fantastic. Jeff Skinner did what you would hope Jeff Skinner would do if you're a Sabres fan, and Jesus. I like Jeff Skinner as a player, but Jesus. I still can't believe that contract, man. Like, Jeff Skinner is a $5-6 million player. He's not a $9 million player. Oh, boy, but still, he's been great for them. Marcus Johansson's okay. Dom Cahoon's been pretty solid so far, and Kyle Okposo's actually been decent. Third line, Olofsson hasn't done a whole hell of a lot. Derek Grant has been solid. Jimmy Vesey has been pretty solid as well in the third line. Fourth line, you have Dylan Cousins, who's been pretty damn good. Johan Larsson's been okay. And Tage Thompson, who's been solid. So no real weak points in that lineup. Defensively, it doesn't get any easier. Rasmus Dahlin, although he was terrible in that first round, I mean, it's Rasmus Dahlin. He and Risto were awful, yet they're still here. They still made it past Tampa. Colin Miller, solid, although high penalty minute total. Brandon Montour, solid as well. Dylan DeMello was there alongside Emery Okehara. I mean, it's a solid team. The goaltender, is it going to be Hutton? It is not. That is why. Robin Lehner returns to Buffalo and does incredibly well. A .921 save percentage in the regular season, a .921 in the postseason so far. You want your answer as to why the Buffalo Sabres are here? It's Robin Lehner. Carter Hutton there as the backup, had 1 appearance. It did not go all that well. No injuries, but Casey Middlestat, Jake McCabe, and Rasmus Osplund as healthy scratches. It's going to be tough. I mean, whenever you go up against a goalie like this, there's really no middle ground. It's either you do incredibly well against them or you get nothing. So I'll be intrigued to see what happens against Lehner. Of course, they have the advantage in every aspect, but you never know what's going to happen once you're here. So let's do this. It is the second round matchup against the Sabres. Game 1, first period. How is this series going to start off? And the answer is quietly, but dead even. 10 shots apiece through a scoreless 20 minutes. Second period, scoreless no more. Good God. Colin Miller starts off the scoring. Ryan Graves ties it 2 minutes and 2 seconds later. Then Taylor Hall scores. Lafreniere scores. But Jeff Skinner, just 15 seconds later, is able to get them back to within 1. That is where the scoring stopped. 3-2 Sens after 40 minutes and even 23 shots apiece per team. So this is still anybody's game. We'll see what happens here as we go to the third period. Of course, home ice in this series, as hilarious as that is. Power play opportunity for the Buffalo Sabres. That's not hilarious. Thankfully, we killed it off. We're more than halfway through the third period now. Can we hold on? Can we get the insurance goal? Or will the Sabres tie this one up? Under 3 to go. And the Senators hold on. A quiet third period on the goal-scoring front. And we coast our way to a 3-2 victory. Adin Hill stopping 34 of 36 en route to the victory. We might have ourselves a goaltender. As insane as that is. Great game for Lafreniere and Graves. And Adin Hill is able to shut the door. So we had quite a few players with at least a point in that game. Borowiecki, Paul, Sabrin, Anisimov, and Kachuk were all minus players. But Adin Hill getting the job done. Who needs a $5+ million goalie when you can find a 77 to do the job for you. So game 1 to the good guys. Carolina beat Washington. Winnipeg's up on Dallas, and Calgary is up on Edmonton in the Battle of Alberta. With that victory, we have no real reason to change anything with the team. So let's move on. First period of game 2, and a lead for the Sabres. It is Rasmus Dahlin. Both teams getting offensive contributions from their defenseman. Dahlin with the opening tally. They doubled us up in shots. Tough to say that they didn't deserve it. Second period, it gets worse. Power play goal for Jack Eichel. Jimmy Vesey scores as well. Colin White has us on the board, but they're out shooting us 21-15. They're up 3-1 in this game. It's a long road back. Early power play, and Dahlin has his second of the game. It's just not our day here, unfortunately. 4-1 for the Sabres, and that is likely to do it. Under 5 minutes to go. And yeah, this is over, unfortunately. 4-1, your final score. The Sabres take game 2 on the road. A tremendous performance from Rasmus Dahlin and Robin Lehner. Colin White gets the lone goal for us. But all in all, it is a win for the Sabres. They are right back in this series. So a tale of 2 games to this point, as only one series has avoided a 1-1 split, and that's Winnipeg now up 2-0 on Dallas. So, I mean, solid amount of Canadian teams remaining. 4 out of 8, it's not bad. Oh, boy. Question heading into this one is, do we make lineup changes? I don't think we're going to. We're going to stick with this heading into game 3. Let's do this. We are going to trust this team for better or worse. Let's see how it goes. First period. You know, the last time that happened in a period, it worked out for us. 2 goals for Brady Tkachuk. Cahoon strikes. Taylor Hall gets it back. And then Jack Eichel scores. So 3-2 at the end of the first period. A total of 5 goals between 21 shots. And the Sens have the lead early on the road. Second period, we still have the lead. Cahoon gets his second of the game. But Logan Brown, I think that's his first goal of the postseason. I think he only had an assist to the beginning of this series. But right now, I mean, we're holding on 4-3 at the end of 40 minutes. They have the slight edge in shots. We have the slight edge in goals. This is still anybody's hockey game to this point. 5 minutes down. Power play now for the Sabres. Will they score? Extended power play, and they do not score. But Vladislav Nemesnikov does. It was back-to-back penalties. Bobby Ryan and Ilya Mikheyev for slashing and hooking respectively. We survive. Nemesnikov scores now 5-3 for the Senators. As insane as that is. Under 3 minutes remaining now, and we respond well from a loss in game 2. We take game 3 on the road here in Buffalo and now have a 2-1 series lead. Another tremendous performance from Taylor Hall, and Brady Tkachuk steps up the goal-scoring threat in a big-time way. Aiden Hill, solid yet again. Unbelievable from him in this postseason. And quietly, Colin White, a hat trick of assists. Nikita Zaitsev had a great game as well. A +3 with 2 assists. Christian Wolanin was a +3. So that Zaitsev-Wolanin pairing looking pretty damn good. Sabrin and Anisimov also a +1 on the day. So very, very pleased with the stats for the most part. I think the key thing here is our locker room chem at an 82%, and I think it's paying off. This team has bought in. It's now up to an 83. This team has bought in. They believe in one another. And who knows what happens from here. But we do have a 2-1 lead on the Sabres. And you look at this here. Taylor Hall has emerged as a leader. Aiden Hill has emerged as a leader. Then you have Connor Brown, Nemesnikov, Tkachuk, Mikheyev. Think about that. Taylor Hall likely to be traded. Connor Brown, Nemesnikov, Mikheyev, all likely to be traded. We hold on to them, and look at where we are now. As insane as that is, I'm not sure why Aiden Hill isn't over the moon like Taylor Hall is, but that's okay. That's amazing. Taylor Hall still has the best locker room chemistry with Jordan Eberle. I never noticed that. That's fantastic. Good stuff there. And Mesnikov and Connor Brown work well together too. It'd be interesting to maybe get them on a line combination at some point. All in all, I think you get the point here, though. This team, it's going extremely well. They're gelling. It's just what's going to happen from here. After a win, we'll leave the team the same. It's Game 4 here in Buffalo. Either we will be tied heading back to Ottawa for Game 5, or we are going to have a commanding 3-1 series lead. Let's find out how it goes. First period, and a bit of a weak start for us. Outshot 12-5. We are lucky to still be tied in this game. Second period, we are lucky to be leading, although Buffalo didn't put up much in the way of offense, and it cost them as Logan Brown has this game's lone goal to this point, and we have the lead now. As we begin the third period, the shots are much closer. The score's still close, but we have the slight edge. Brady Tkachuk doubles it up, although Jimmy Vesey scores on a power play just 16 seconds later. So back to within one, but a huge goal for Brady Tkachuk, as again, one goal through the first round. He's really woken up here in the series against the Sabres. Power play chance here now for the Sens. Jack Eichel. Jack Eichel has tied it. 35 seconds to go. Eichel ties the game, and damn it, we're going to see how this one plays out. That's a rough goal to allow. Jack Eichel tying it up. Damn. You know what jersey? I don't know what it is. I have always loved the Sens jersey. People are obviously aware of the jersey collection. That Sens jersey is on my list, let me tell you. For Buffalo, I would have them wear the white alternate, but I obviously don't have the most recent roster update, or one of the most recent roster updates that added those in. So, yeah, can't do anything. We'll just put it back. It's fine. I'm stalling. I'm stalling because I'm scared. Because if we win this, good things could happen. Now, allow me to make one change here over to the gameplay sliders. And we will see how this goes for us, damn it. It comes down to this. 30-some-odd seconds remaining. The clock might readjust. But 35 seconds now before we go to potentially overtime. Before we potentially go to overtime here in Game 4. As crucial of a game as we could nearly have. Let's do this. 50 seconds on the readjusted score clock. Let's see how she goes. We're in control of the puck early on, but trouble for Brandstrom. Eichel's all over the place. Colin White's able to recover. Sends it over to Thomas Chabot. A little bit of trouble finding an outlet pass. Hits Mark Borowiecki. He carries it over the line. Shot from Borowiecki. Misses wide by a very large margin. Now 30 seconds to play. The Sabres trying to turn defense into offense. DeMello to Reinhart, then back again to the defenseman. Hits Yoki Harju as he's over the line. Space here for Yoki Harju to find a pass. Eichel dishes it back to him. Contact at the line from Brady Tkachuk, but he couldn't get possession clean. DeMello now with 12 seconds, turns it over. And a little bit of space here for Brady Tkachuk. Tried to windmill and got decked for his troubles. Loose puck, White to Tkachuk. The shot's blocked. Second chance for Tkachuk. And a stop by Leonard. And that will bring us to overtime. So Brady Tkachuk got a little bit fancy with the moves. And I think that was Kyle Okposo who dropped him, perhaps. Actually, not sure. It was Jack Eichel, Brady Tkachuk on Yoki Harju. I'm not sure who that hit was from, but regardless, doesn't matter. We are going to overtime here in Game 4, and we desperately need this winner. White against Eichel, and Colin wins it. Mark Borowiecki out there, hands it off to Thomas Chabot. Let's see what he's able to do. Reinhart giving him a bit of trouble. Eichel able to intercept, and the Sabres in possession now. Ristolainen takes a hit, but the Sabres maintain. Rasmus Dahlin will dump it in and around. Jack Eichel's going to win the race to it, although he has trouble battling Borowiecki, who's able to come up with it. Plays it out the back of his net. Chabot having a little bit of trouble down low in the corner, but he's able to come up with it. Takes a couple of steps and finds Hall on the outlet pass. Back to the point. Hall has it, throws one on from a sharp angle. Wasn't able to hit the target. Okposo now for the Sabres, leading it down the other way. Drop pass to Rasmus Ristolainen. Has options in front. Bunch of Sabres posting up. Okposo around the back of the goal. Looks to cut in front. Tries the short side. Second chance. Puck still just sitting there. Eichel tries to sweep it home. But Aiden Hill is able to make the stop. I thought Kyle Okposo was going to be able to take that all the way around to the front of the goal. Wasn't meant to be there. The second lines are out now for both teams. Nemesnikov against Cahoon on the face-off. Tie up here, and the Sabres come up with it. Rasmus Dahlin. And now Ristolainen sends it down low. Johansson to Cahoon. A little bit of space to work with as he goes around the back. Chance and another stop by Aiden Hill. The Sabres are finding space by sweeping around from behind the net. The net front battles opening up that real primetime territory. Thankfully, it doesn't cost us there. Brandstrom, and now a quick pass. It's Bobby Ryan. Over the blue line now for Ryan. Looking, throws it in front. Dahlin can't get rid of it as Leonard picks it off of his tape. We'll have an offensive zone draw here for the third line. Connor, Logan, and Ilya. Let's see what they can do with that little bit of an energy advantage. The Sabres with the advantage on the draw. Wolanin gets it to Mikheyev. He can't get the shot through Johansson. Chance here for Connor. Brown throws one on. Nearly caught Leonard off guard. Logan Brown has it. Tried to throw one on as well, but the Sabres able to get in front of yet another shot. Loose puck poked away for a moment. Colin Miller comes up with it for Buffalo. And now it's Marcus Johansson. In the zone, looking for his options. Tries to go back to the point on the far side. Montour goes back to him. Loose puck in front. Cahoon can't get the shot off. Logan Brown able to find the outlet pass. It's Ilya Mikheyev. The move across the line. Quickly loses it. And the Sabres now with fresh legs. Here's Dylan Cousins. Former first-round pick. Dishes it in front. Intercepted by Mikheyev. Zaitsev to Wolanin. Again, now a bit of space here for the Sens. It's Logan Brown. Another former first-round pick. Brown for Mikheyev. The shot blocked down. Sabres able to do well so far in terms of blocking shots. Chance now for Jimmy Vesey. Hands it off to Montour. Derek Grant can't get a shot off, and the help's arrived for the Sens. Intercepted by Zaitsev. Bobby Ryan can't get the clean pass over. A little bit of trouble here getting it out of the zone. Lafreniere now has the space. Trouble at the line. Can't hold on to it. Able to regather for the moment. Lafreniere to Nemesnikov. Trouble with Colin Miller. The Sabres doing a good job in defense here. Cousins sends it up. Dumped in a little bit, but ultimately recovered now by Eric Brandstrom. Lafreniere for Bobby Ryan. Bit of space for the veteran. Circles back. Chance for Brandstrom. The shot rifled wide. The Sabres still trying to battle for it to keep it alive. The Sens do. Here's Bobby Ryan. Lafreniere tried to go back down low to Ryan. Colin Miller. Strong shift for him. As Derek Grant finds the outlet pass, but again, a great job in defense to patrol the blue line. Colin Miller, a little bit of trouble, but he was able to get the puck over. And the Sabres again trying to dump it in, just not able to find the space right now. It's Derek Grant forced to take a little bit of a tour of the neutral zone to try and find space. The Sabres finally do. Jokiharju for Reinhart. Kyle Okposo the shot. Big save by Hill. Rebound avoiding the opposition. Here's Taylor Hall. Burst of speed for Hall. Tries to find the pass through into the middle. Couldn't do it. I think that was Colin Miller again. Standing in his way. Here come the Sabres one more time. Okposo not able to find a pass. Brady Tkachuk has it now on the far side. Tries to get over the blue line, and he does clean. Tkachuk the move. Can't get the shot off. A bit too fancy for his own good. Held in. Borowiecki for Tkachuk. Colin White, a backhand. The rebound's there, but nobody home for the Sens. Uncharacteristic rebound from Robin Leonard. Chabot will send it over for Colin White. Stretch pass to Tkachuk, and a bit of space here for Brady to work with. Tries to sauce it for Hall. Ristolainen easily picks that one off. 4 minutes gone through the overtime here in Game 4. Rasmus Asplund in the lineup here. The shot over the top of the net. As my dog might have a hairball. That's pleasant. M-Dog, you good? M-Dog, are you good? All right, time to play America's favorite game show. Is my dog going to throw up on my bed? We're waiting to find out. We're waiting. It's not pleasant. I think, okay, we still have nothing. What's happening in the game? Nobody's scored yet, that we know. And the dog appears to be fine. There's no real way to jump cut that and be like, yeah, no, my dog's totally not puking. She's good. shockingly. Speaking of good, the Senators, so please win it. Almost got a breakaway there. Ristolainen sends it around, and the Sabres are going to recover. Thompson, all the way to the point. Montour for Osplund. Can't get the shot off. Chabot has it now. He'll carry it all the way to the blue line and into the zone. Chabot sends it around. Chase given here. Recovered by Artem Anisimov. Can he hold on to it through the traffic? Anisimov circles back. The veteran looking, throws it in front. Connor Brown! If I'm not mistaken, it might have been Nick Paul. Actually, might have been Nick Paul. I thought I saw C. Brown there, but regardless, what an opportunity. Doesn't go. Colin Miller, the rebound was there. Handled well by Zaitsev. Logan Brown feeds it up to Connor Brown, so there you go. It might have actually been him. He'll dump it in again. Turned over here. Mikheyev wires one just wide. Good opportunity there, but right now having trouble hitting the net. Johan Larsson forced to drop it back. Now into the zone for the Sabres. Larsson still looking for space. Brings it down low into the corner. Knocked off the puck. Sends back in possession. Mikheyev for a big Logan Brown. Send him into the third line. Again, just no space through the middle here to find these openings. Dom Cahoon for the Sabres. It's down low, sends it around the back. Jokiharju in front to Johansson. Can't find the space to get it on net. Jokiharju able to recover. Sabres trying to get something going. Olofsson to DeMello. D to D. Now back again. They'll dish it into the corner. Cahoon in the double team. Stapled to the boards, but still fights for it. In possession now, but not able to hold on to it ultimately. Connor Brown finding Ilya Mikheyev. Bit of space, throws it on. Handled well by Leonard. Rebound out of the way of Connor Brown. Nearly 7 minutes gone here in this overtime of Game 4. Down low in the corner, now back to the point. Again sent all the way around. Trying to chase it down is Brandstrom. Not sure who he's battling with there. Opportunity now for Victor Olofsson. Sabres trying to get that low cycle going. Unable to do so. Brandstrom turns it over to Olofsson. Looking. Tried to feed the man on the short side. Rough turnover there for the young defenseman. Great pass to Spring Bobby Ryan. The shot denied by Leonard. What a great bank pass off the wall. Double team. Ryan not able to hold on to it. VC able to find the outlet. Chance now. Victor Olofsson over the line. Takes the big hit. Loose puck in front. Brandstrom defends well. VC back to the point. Ristolainen turns it over. Nearly walking away with it. Shot on just wide, actually. To the left of Aiden Hill. Graves able to find Bobby Ryan. Ryan tired legs out there, but he's taking some steps. The shot, and Leonard is able to elbow that one down. So a couple of good chances for Bobby Ryan, but Robin Leonard up to the task. Big face-off here. Top line's out for both sides, and Jack Eichel wins it clean. Dahlin for Reinhart. Tries to find the space. Reinhart still in possession of it now. Down low and around the back of the net. Will there be space? Far side, just wide. Blocker side of Aiden Hill. Here's Brady Tkachuk on the offside. Thomas Chabot stepping in. It's Taylor Hall. Throws a backhand on. Easily gloved down by Leonard. No rebound to be had there. Will be forced to roll the fourth line out here against the top line. Huge face-off for the veteran Artem Anisimov, as you see the drastic difference in shots. Anisimov wins it. Ryan Graves fires one out. Rebound is there, and it's in from the odd angle. The Ottawa Senators take Game 4 and have a 3-1 lead. How the hell did that one go in? Unbelievable. Throw the puck on. You never know what's going to happen. The Sens take it in overtime. Off the back, it's Artem Anisimov. The crafty play from the veteran, banking it off the back of Robin Leonard and into the goal. The Ottawa Senators are one win away from the Eastern Conference Final. Thanks to that goal from Artem Anisimov. That was spectacular. Aiden Hill, what a performance, stopping 35 of 37. And Artem Anisimov gets the winner. I said it was huge for the veteran to win the draw, so the fourth line didn't get stuck out there playing defense. Wins it clean. Space for Ryan Graves to step up. I thought he might take a slap shot there. But you see the rebound here. Leonard has a bit of trouble with it. It's off the stick, off the toe. And while he's trying to adjust and hug the post, Artem Anisimov from behind the goal line, off the hip. Really just scrapes off of the back, and you can see redirects off of his back, just off the post and in. It was that close. But Artem Anisimov is able to win it. I was waiting for a lot of the Sens fans to jump up. That guy, this one right here. You, sir, had an extremely delayed reaction time. Just pointing that out. This guy's crystal balling. I don't know what it is, but there you go. The face of a winner. Look at that. Crafty veteran right there. Artem Anisimov, your hero. And the Ottawa Senators are one win away. Are one win away from the Eastern Conference Final. As insane as that sentence is to say. But it's true. One more win here against the Sabres, and good things could happen. Whether or not they will is a different question. As we get a look at the playoffs, the Battle of Alberta tied at 2, Winnipeg up 3-1, and Carolina-Washington tied at 2 apiece. We'll see if that changes here before this game. It does not. They play on the same day. This is it. Game 5. A chance to end this series and punch our ticket to the conference final. Can we get it done? First period, good start all things considered. Brady Tkachuk and Thomas Chabot with the goals. Two players who we needed to step up in terms of Tkachuk for goal scoring, Chabot for point production. Both deliver here. Tage Thompson got the Sabres on the board, but nearly doubling them up in shots. We have them doubled up on the scoreboard. Good start in an elimination game. Second period, this is anyone's ball game. Lafreniere scores for us, as does Mikheyev, but sandwiched in between those goals, Marcus Johansson, a shorty for Johan Larsson and Sam Reinhart. 25 shots to 19, yet we are tied at 4 apiece as we begin this third period. Either the Sabres will force Game 6 back in Buffalo, or the Senators are going to be going to the conference final. Halfway through the third, power play for the Sabres killed off. Colin White gets the goal for 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute, 17 seconds. The Ottawa Senators are going to the Eastern Conference Final. I cannot believe that. We beat the Bruins. We beat the Sabres. And now it'll be Carolina or Washington. Awful game for that third line. Not a great game for Aiden Hill. But I said with Robin Leonard, it was either he was going to shut us down or we were going to get to him. And it was the latter. And because of that, we're going to the conference final. Unbelievable. This is why you go for it when you have the chance. Brady Tkachuk, 4 goals in 5 games. Now up to 14 points. Tremendous postseason for the 21-year-old. Colin White. You want to know if he's good enough to be a top 6 center or even a top line center? The answer is yes. Colin White's our guy. And as much as I wish we still had Chris Tierney behind him, it was too good of a chance to get Lafreniere. And now you want to talk about in the future, we're looking at Tkachuk, White, and Lafreniere for at least 2 seasons, which is exactly what we need, or at least we hope for 2 seasons. Again, that Brady Tkachuk contract, we should be able to re-sign him, but it's going to be pretty close. But all things considered, I mean, then Taylor Hall, 20 points in 12 games. You're going to get paid, and damn it, you deserve to do so. It's going to be devastating to lose him in the offseason. Bobby Ryan, 8 points in 12 games, still pretty solid. Nemesnikov, continuing to do well. The -2, it's not that worrying. Lafreniere up to 7 points. Good stuff for him. That third line still concerning. Just 3 points for Connor Brown and a -4. Logan Brown, 3 points and a -2. And Ilya Mikheyev, 3 points and a -4. So there is the question of, do we break them up? If we do, what's the move? Do you put Logan Brown on the fourth line and hope that like Batherson or Formanton or somebody can wake these guys up? Or do we just say, screw it, Ilya Mikheyev and Connor Brown? They cost themselves money in a spot. We have options, but we're still winning. Nick Paul, no offensive contributions and a -1. Artem Anisimov has 1 goal, but what a goal it was. And then Scott Sabourin, There are so many guys in this lineup where you're like, just take them out, but we're winning. Borowiecki, 3 points and a -3. Chabot, 4 points and a -5. But look at Ryan Graves, 5 and a +9, 2 and a +7. Zaitsev and Christian Wolanin proving to be a hell of a pairing. So despite our best defensemen struggling and a lack of secondary scoring, it's the main men leading the way, and that includes Aiden Hill, a .916 save percentage, now through 10 appearances. Somehow, some way, the Ottawa Senators are going to the conference final, where it will be against Carolina or Washington. Winnipeg has punched their ticket to the third round. Will they play Edmonton or Calgary? And it is going to be Winnipeg and Edmonton, Carolina and Ottawa. 3 Canadian teams remain, guaranteed to have some Canadian representation in the Stanley Cup final. The 2006 rematch could be on, or for the first time, the Winnipeg Jets could make the Stanley Cup final, and we could go back for the first time since 2007. 8 wins down, 8 to go. Canes and Sens in the next episode. Don't let your memes be dreams, kids, is what we have learned. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. You know the deal. Leave a like on the video if you haven't already. I don't have a like goal. Just leave a like. Help me out if you like what I do here, and clearly, if you've made it this far, you like what I do here. It takes 2 seconds, and trust me, once you get into the habit of clicking the like button for the creators that you actually watch all the time, it's second nature, and you don't even have to think about it. I do it for everyone I watch. Do it for me, would you? And of course, subscribe if you haven't already done so. Check out everything in the description. Of course, that includes the Twitter, the Twitch, the Instagram, the Teespring, and of course the Patreon, where you can get some extras, some extra stuff if that suits your fancy, like it does for these people here. And I thank all of my tier 3 patrons on Patreon. I will see you all in the next one. Until then, have a good one. Take it easy. Stay safe. Wear a goddamn mask. And I will see you all next time. Sens and Canes in the conference final.